Hey everyone, it's Gina, and this is Seer Sessions. What I'm going to share with you today is a hypnotic journey that I did with a group of friends that I had over for the solstice. The intention for this journey was to go into hypnosis and experience another lifetime. That's what everyone was told. And then I put on the added intention of another lifetime where they are embodying the most of their soul's wisdom experience really integrated into who they are and what would that look like. So in this induction, I had brought people into the kitchen of whatever life they were to experience, and we started from there. We recorded this in my living room. I was sitting on the floor, and so you're just gonna hear the whole thing live. I'm gonna add a little background music to add to the ambiance, and maybe wherever you are, it'll help kind of block out some sound. But what you're hearing is what I did for my friends in my living room. And in an upcoming episode, you're going to hear what they got from this journey and the conversation that we had around that, because it was interesting what people experienced even before I had said the intention or led them to that kitchen. That is coming very soon. And if you're watching this on YouTube for the hypnotic journey, what I'm going to do is I just have the audio file. So I'm going to put it to the backdrop of a really pretty sunrise one morning in June from my backyard. Of course, you've heard me say many times before, what we're doing here is accessing that transcendental space, that space of inner wisdom, inner guidance. I call that our higher self energy. And what I mean by that is the eternal part of us, the part of us that lives life after life, life in between lives, the part of us that enters the body upon birth and leaves the body upon death. And I believe that it's all happening at once because we're on Earth and we have gravity and time like we do. We experience a past, a present, and a future. And so, what I like about this journey is that it kind of pushes the edges a little bit. Like maybe we'll go to the future. And I think the reason why, in my experience, that oftentimes a client goes into the past is because for whatever reason, we feel like that is more acceptable, more realistic. And again, it comes down to people's belief. What do you believe can happen? And that is kind of the limit of what happens in these sessions and in life, by the way. So we use hypnosis to access that guidance, that transcendental space. That's what you're going to hear. That's the hypnotic journey that you're going to go on. It looks and feels a lot like a guided meditation. It's designed for you to go a little bit deeper, relax a little bit more, quiet the mind even more so you can pick up on subtle messages and feelings and grab onto them and dig into them. I think hypnosis is great. It works for me, it works for my clients, but there are so many ways to access the transcendental space. You can do it unintentionally. You can do it intentionally. You can do it in the dream space. You can do it by chanting, meditation, praying, drumming, dancing, breath work. There's all kinds of ways that we can get into that space, get into that altered state of consciousness. And hypnosis is just the way that I like to do it. And so that's what you're going to get today. Use this hypnotic journey anytime you need some answers from your higher self, anytime you want to embody more of your soul's wisdom, anytime you have a question about maybe even purpose or what's your next step. This is a great hypnotic journey to come back to over and over and over. With these hypnotic journeys, what's so cool is what we get is so customized to where we're at today for a few reasons. And so, with these big questions and these grand journeys that we're going on, accessing this eternal part of you, your answers could change day to day as your perception changes, as your focus changes. So keep that in mind and come back here anytime you really want to touch into that wisdom and embody it even more. Of course, if you take this journey, let me know what you get. I'm always curious where people go, the types of experiences that they have, and hearing more of that, not just from my clients, but even podcast listeners, people doing this at home alone is valuable to me. I'm creating a podcast for it. I'm leading clients one-on-one on these journeys. So if you want someone to talk to about this, send me an email. My email is in the show notes. Okay, let's begin. All right, so just blinking your eyes closed, get comfy, and just focus on your breath and focus how you feel here. And with each exhale, feel yourself relax even more. Feel that knowing, that unwinding that happens naturally just with pure intention. And now bring into your awareness the divine light of the highest source, creation herself. And just know now that a beam of that light is coming toward you, carrying all the wisdom that ever was, is, or will be, carrying healing, balancing energy, whatever you need today. Physically, energetically, mentally. And now know that that light is right above the crown of your head. And now open the crown of your head and just allow that light to come in. And immediately your body responds, and you feel your body respond to that light as that light infuses every space in every cell in every part of your body. And just know that this light is filling you completely from head to toe. And now bring into your awareness your grounding root system. The roots that connect you to earth. And just imagine these roots today. Check in with these roots today. And just imagine them reaching far, wide, so deep. Being held in the energy of Mother Earth. And just know that with each exhale, any excess energy, anything that's no longer serving you, anything you want to release, is being washed away down into this root system. And just know that with each inhale, you're pulling up that grounding, nourishing energy of Mother Earth. Filling you from this root system. Holding you safely in the energy and the frequency of Mother Earth. And now bring into your awareness that divine spark of light in the center of your being. And just imagine that light getting bigger and brighter. It might grow slowly, might go quick. But just know that with each breath, each heartbeat, this light gets bigger and brighter. Cleansing your energy field. And you remain protected in this light as we continue this journey to another lifetime. And now imagine yourself on the edge of a forest. And you've been to this enchanted forest many times before, and so you begin walking down that path toward the clearing in the center. Standing at the edge of the clearing now, you see the giant, ancient oak tree in the middle. And you see the door in the massive trunk. And so you move to the front of that door right next to the trunk of this giant ancient oak now. standing here in front of the door, know that on the other end of this doorway is the lifetime where you were most like your highest self, the most loving, compassionate, wise, embodied version of the greatest vision of you. And on the count of 3, you're going to open this door, cross the threshold, and find yourself in what is the kitchen or the equivalent of the kitchen in that lifetime. And so you place your hand on the door. 1, 2, you cross the threshold. And 3, your awareness now moving into the kitchen or the kitchen equivalent of the life where you are your highest and greatest version of you. And so just step into this space and allow these details to come to you. And just take in the surroundings. Take in what you know of this space. And now know that this version of you in this kitchen, in this life, this version of you that is incarnated and remembers and embodies the most qualities of the higher knowing and the greater wisdom of your soul. And so just take in this incarnated version of you. Maybe you get a sense of what your life is like around this kitchen. Maybe you get a sense of what you look like. Tune into yourself in that life. And whenever you get any details about who you are or what you know about that life, you can just jot them down in a way that makes sense, or if it's easier to just relax and remember, you can do that. Just observing those first knowings about yourself in that life. And now when you get a sense of who you are in that life, just acknowledging any details that continue to come in, allow any details of what life is like for you. If you're in your home space, what life is like in that home. Just allow those details to come to you. just being in this space. Just continue to allow any details to come to mind about who you are, the space around you, and maybe even if you're doing something, if you're in the middle of a task, just allow any details to come to mind. And now allow a memory to surface from that life. Maybe it has to do with whatever you're doing in this memory, in this kitchen area, if that's where you still are. Maybe a completely different memory of a memorable, significant time in that life comes to mind. Just allow this lifetime to bring significant knowing or memory from that other lifetime into your mind now. And as this memory, these scenes, these details come in, just allow it to unfold in front of you. How you feel or who you're with. How you feel about who you're with. Just allowing the details to come in. And even if you're still in that memory getting information, just know that your subconscious mind is lifting up above the timeline of that life. And your awareness is moving along the timeline of that life, where you are most embodied of your highest self, your higher knowing, your inner wisdom. And as your awareness moves along the timeline of this life, you begin to quickly uncover other significant memories, memories that are helpful for you to experience today. And as you move along the timeline of this life, you get a sense of the arc of this life, the lessons, the purpose of that life, the journey of that life, everything you learned along the journey. As your awareness moves along the timeline of that life, Your awareness automatically uncovers and remembers the memories you need to know from that life today. And now imagine your awareness reaching the end of the timeline of that life. And as you reflect back on the life, what stands out to you most? Maybe it was lessons learned or a regret. Maybe it was proud in how you were or how you did something. With the knowing from that lifetime awakened within you, just allow a reflection of that life to come to mind. Taking with you all the lessons, an activation for a higher knowing, a deeper knowing in this life today. And as you reflect back on the timeline of that life, just allowing any other memories to surface. Maybe you get a sense of distinct phases in that life or challenges. Maybe some prominent themes or transformations. With all of that knowing in mind, how can you use this in your life today? What wisdom is for you today in this moment? From this life where you embodied the most of your soul's knowing, that greater wisdom. Remember that it's a conversation. So if you want more or it spurs a question, just hold that question in your mind and wait for the answer. Whenever it feels natural, just holding in the front of your mind any question you might have, like related to something you saw. Maybe it's something completely unrelated, but it's in your life and you have the question. Bringing that to the front of your mind and allow a memory from that other lifetime to come in to help you, or just allow the wisdom of your higher self to come in to help you. Just hold a question in the front of your mind and then just wait for the answer, the insights, the memories to come in. My last question for your higher self is just, how can you continue to use this connection? Is it something to remember when you're moving through life? Is it a daily action? Is it a prayer to say? Is it something to remember or remind yourself with? Just allow your higher self to let you know, just kind of a daily activity, a regular thing that you can do to connect to this wisdom, this part of you, in a way that would be most beneficial to where you're at right now in your life today. And then just checking in with your higher self energy for any last messages before we begin our journey back. Just allowing anything else to come to mind. Whenever that feels complete, no rush. Just begin by sending love and gratitude. Any final messages back to your higher self, to yourself in that other lifetime. Just being in that energy. Imagine that your awareness is beginning its journey back toward the present moment. And imagine your awareness floating into a cloud or like a sparkling mist, a rebalancing, a nourishing, a whole-making energy, kind of filling you up, balancing you, healing you, aligning you to the life you came here to create, to the highest and greatest vision you have to yourself in this life. And then just imagine your awareness absorbed in all that sparkle and shine and beautiful mist and color. And just imagine a more whole, animated version of you. It's coming back into the present moment. And I'll count from 5 to 1, and when I say 1, you'll be balanced and alert, easily able to recall your experience and integrate it into your life today, tomorrow, forever. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly coming back. Slow movements, deep breath.